Radar personnel.
Raiders. In your heart, in your TV, after the draft. Raiders.
Hell yeah, after the draft, a week after the draft, man. I'm excited about these players. I'm excited about the team that we're building here. With Pete, with Spytech, man, I can be happy. I can sleep at night now. Knowing that this season will be a competitive season, bro, in an AFC packed with talent. Amarian Hampton's in the division now. You know what I'm saying? And that, I don't know if you've seen pictures of that dude. That dude's like 7'2", 7'3", something like that.
Right? He's a monster. Man. Yeah. And it's funny because with our mock drafts, we thought he was going to be in the division because it's always the Broncos, but actually was the Chargers that get him. That was like, okay, so let's see what we do.
Exactly.
Here.
That's crazy.
But yeah, but no suspense on top. You know, Jeanty. Yeah, that was the guy. I mean, that was the best pick that I could think of. And then the rest of the draft, we just had to see how it goes. You know, I was a bit surprised that we traded down the second rounds, but hey, we picked up picks. You know, I feel like we got quality players. So, all in all, good draft.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure. Not an exciting one. Not a big surprise. We knew that Jeanty was coming, and it made sense, made perfect sense. They didn't hide it. They didn't, keep it away from anyone. And I don't think I heard of anybody making an offer, rumors wise, or anything like that. So
I mean, there's that little. Remember that little thing about Jacksonville was thinking about getting him, but that wasn't true. They were just gonna trade up.
But instead they went with the Browns, right? They traded with the Browns and
Travis
Hunter. They went for Hunter.
They gave up a lot.
Hunter, one of the talents. Exactly. Gave up a lot.
Hey.
But overall, man, I think for sure the Raiders did what they had to do. And this draft covered up a lot of the missing spots, right? The corner, right? The wide receivers that we were looking for. And, of course, the running back position.
The line.
That's going to be game changers. The line, exactly. So, I mean, out of all these teams, we got who we got. For the line, we have Caleb Rogers, which not everybody's excited about.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I've definitely.
Charles Grant.
Yeah. A lot of guys say Rogers, should have went later round. But the Charles Grant guy, I've been hearing a lot of good things about. Like, people were excited for him. So I was like, okay, at least one of them. In the end, you never know with these guards. You just push the right buttons, and then you got one forever. I've been hearing and from other scouts and stuff, they're saying that it's easy to find a guard. It's probably the easiest position to get somebody. We got that, and then the cross. I'm assuming cross is going to be either a right tackle or future left tackle, depending on what goes on with Colton. I prefer to keep Colton, but money is money. We got to figure out all that.
Exactly.
But yeah, man. Then we got the D tackles. Dont'e, that guy is just burner.
Tonka Hemingway or
Tonka Hemingway.
Right?
Yeah, he's got. I keep hearing that he has like a killer spin move. So I like to see that.
Right. Yeah.
He's got a motor too. So him and Wilkinson and Crosby should get along very well. And then the receivers. I know you're excited for Jack Bech. I know that was your guy.
For sure, man.
You had text me right away. It's like, I can't believe we got him.
Yo, I mean, he was just. I mean, it was a surprise they took him in the second round.
Yeah.
Because in our mocks, we seen him in the third round and all that. But, I mean, I read his scouting report, and it's pretty much the same scouting report as Tet, right? And even Higgins, who we were also looking at, Jaden Higgins. Yeah. He was also one of those guys that had all the same profile, was pretty much big-bodied dudes who understood, can tackle. Yeah, exactly. So, build that space with their bodies and get the ball that's out there. But really though, for another wide receiver steal, and I didn't, I think I remember seeing him in our mocks, but I don't think if we picked him or not.
We've never once,
right? I mean,
we didn't even look at his scout. So, but dude, I mean, every time in our mock, I think so too, man. He's 6'5" burner, I definitely. And I understand why we didn't get it, because most of the time we did get either Tet in our mag draft or we got Jack Bech, so we kind of didn't double up.
Right.
Like the only thing different that we did that they did is that we got a more established, future quarterback, and they spend more picks on the O line than we did. Most of our picks for the O line was later on in the draft. they kind of took
Yeah,
care of it in the third
exactly.
and fourth round. So, but
Right.
other than that, man, yeah, yeah, those are great steals. I mean, my favorite is the Darien Porter. I mean, I see Richard Sherman all over
Yeah.
him.
Right.
The way
Yeah,
he
that's
was
what I hear.
built, the way he looks to play. So yeah, that's the one I'm
Yeah.
really excited about. And me, the whole time I kept talking about before the draft is, corner. We need corner. After we got rid of Jack Jones, like, man, we need a corner. If we can get another corner, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
And we got him.
Yeah.
We got him, and at that time, there's a bunch of good ones. I think Revno, the other guy, was there, and so it was like,
Revel. Yeah.
yeah, Revel. So it's like, if we picked him over Revel, it's like there's something that he saw that people was like, yeah, I need that. So
Yeah. I think it
yeah,
was the size. I think it was mostly. I think Revel's
definitely
a
he's like
smaller
6'2".
guy.
Yeah, Revel's like five
Yeah, something
eleven.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Right. Right.
yeah,
This guy.
Porter's
Yeah. So
fast,
Darren
man.
Porter. Yeah.
Dude's fast for
And
his
even if he
size.
doesn't start though, he could challenge the corners that we do have,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Stokes and et cetera,
And
right? So,
Bennett, yeah, and Demar
um,
Richardson.
yeah,
Yeah.
Bennett. Yeah,
hmm
Richardson. It'll
So,
definitely improve the team overall, and I think that depth is important. So,
oh, for
yeah, man,
sure.
I'm excited for Darien Porter as well. But I gotta say for sure, Jack Bech is my guy.
Yeah, man.
I want to see him do well. This guy was, 4-star rating in high school,
Yeah.
and he didn't have too much like a big number type college
Right,
career,
right, right.
but he was like the 5th player in TCU
Yeah.
to have over 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
So in receiving, so I mean the guy has a history, and he shows he's,
It does.
one of a kind. So
Mhm.
he's turned 6 receptions into 50 yards. So you know what I mean,
Just
that kind
muscle.
of player. Exactly, right. Just making sure. I think
Mhm.
that's what this team is after now. The
Yeah.
offense is because look, Jeanty, you can't take him down with one tackle. He's just run you over. He's a little mini
Yeah.
Henry,
A
right?
bowling ball of knives. Yeah.
And then you have Jack Bech, right? He can
Mhm.
also tackle, and he
Great
can also
blocker.
play that role for exactly a blocker. That's what I'm
Mhm.
trying to say.
Great
tackle.
blocker. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Jacoby.
man,
Jacoby
and
plays
then
hard.
Taunton,
Dante,
yeah,
take it. Yeah.
Jacoby,
Yeah,
Brock,
man.
and Mayers too as well. So hopefully
Yeah.
Mayer doesn't go anywhere. I think he's a good critical piece into making this offense even better, man. So I
Yeah.
hope he doesn't go
The only
anywhere. I
way.
know there's a lot of trade talk with him. So
Yeah. But at this point, past the draft, I think like the only way we trade him is for like another quality player. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's what I'm
somebody we're
saying.
missing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not going to just
Right.
trade him, because if we were going to trade him, it would have been in the draft. And if they didn't like
Uh-huh.
anything
Uh-huh.
they were offered at the draft, they're not gonna like anything now. So it's either
Yeah.
keep them now and go
That's
with the
true.
flow.
That's true.
So yeah, but
So
yeah, man,
how do you
that's a
think?
solid offense.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And you mentioned it, right? It's in case we're missing anything. Is there anything we're still missing? Is there anything
Um,
you think?
I mean, honestly, I would have liked to get like more established linebackers. I mean, I know we got some pretty good ones in
Yeah.
free agency, but I would have liked to get like some at least potentially high linebackers as well. The last
Right.
guy we got, Cody
Yeah.
Lindenberg, he's more of a special team guys. I heard he's like one of the best special teamers though for linebackers, so that's pretty good.
Hmm.
He's gonna work its way to get a position. And then you never know,
Yeah.
maybe he does turn up. But yeah, I wanted to do maybe more linebacker. I know we went through free agency. We got some really good players, but I would like to get some more
Right.
depth in the linebacking position. Maybe a safety. I wanted Dont'e Thornton Jr. He ended up going to the Cardinals. So maybe I would like to attack that, because Pao Mao, he did good, but it's just his first year.
Hmm.
Let's see if he keeps doing that same jump. Get some
Yeah.
competition
Yeah.
in there
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
well. Jeremy Chin, he's fine where he's at, so we can keep that going. So that's pretty much it. I mean, I was surprised we went after two receivers, but I'm glad they're different receivers. One's physical, the other one's like burn you.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna
Speed.
catch
Yeah.
him. Yeah, and then we have two
Right.
guys that attack the middle with Jack and Jake Jacoby. Then we have Dante, running straight down, and then you have just Bowers just doing what he wants to do with anybody who's guarding him.
Right. Right.
And
And
then
don't
and
forget
then
Trey and DJ.
yeah, they if you're trying to stay back for Dante, don't burn you, and then Trey gets a little screen pass right there,
Yeah.
gets 20 yards. So yeah, and then for
Yep.
some whatever reason you want to play deep. I was like, all right, let's just do a delay handoff to Genty and outrun
Yeah.
everybody. And then once he passes your linebackers, good luck. Who can catch him or hit him?
Exactly. That'd be sick, bro.
Yeah.
That'd be nice to see.
Exactly. And if one of those DTs come out, like even if Dont'e, with that spin move that I keep hearing about, if he becomes just like a pass rush specialist, that's something. That matters.
Yeah.
And the division we play in, that matters. So, and the division and the AFC in general, like AFC has like all the top quarterbacks, man. If you really like go down the list of the top 15 quarterbacks,
exactly.
I feel like the AFC would be like 10 of them. So, that's impressive, and we
10,
need
exactly.
that pass rush. So, we can get like 4 really good pass rushers, just pass rush specialists in rotation. That would definitely help our young secondary because our secondary is young. Eric Stokes is a veteran, but everybody else is pretty young, under 4 or 5 years. So.
Right. Yeah. No. Well, I mean, this is a lot of those guys. They have like inconsistent seasons, right? They have they come in. I think the safety from the Commanders that we picked up, I forgot his name.
Oh, Jeremy Chin.
Jeremy Chin. He's the only one that's kind of been, has been consistent as far as like his NFL career. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you have the dude who came from the Texans. Young. Yeah, exactly. And
was it Lonnie Johnson?
Kind of been on and out. Lonnie Johnson. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's all, he's So we'll see, man. We'll see how they turn up, and if anything, it's a competitive team, and Pete doesn't play that shit. You got to come in there and compete. There's no half-ass. You're playing because you know the coach.
Right, exactly. Right, exactly. Like you came in to put in work.
Yeah.
And that's what I do like about it, man. It's a lot more serious organization, man. Because for them to stay on their toes and not get Sanders, like, because I thought it was like Sanders, but it's like the more and more you look at it, it's like, man, you just gave this quarterback, you just gave Pete Carroll 3 years. Yeah. You gave this quarterback 3 years, and then you're gonna put somebody to like try to challenge him because you're not getting Sanders to just be some backup. You're getting Sanders to compete, for the starting position, and why are you gonna do that to Geno? And it's Pete's guy, it's like, hey, let's just give him this year and next year. If he's bad, then he's bad. We did our best. Next year, quarterback crew is supposed to be better. So I kind of get it not getting Sanders, but for me, I was like, man, 4th rounder for Sanders is like at one point when it's like it's a steal. It's So that's the only
thing. And nobody picked him up. I mean, anybody could have got him.
Yeah,
anybody could have got him. I mean, the Giants, the Steelers, and they completely. I thought the Steelers a couple times were going to take him right in the 3rd and 4th, especially in the 4th. So and I thought they didn't take it. So I was
Steelers
like, what the hell is going on?
Crazy, man.
Yeah.
I heard Dion's other son, Shiloh, as soon as the draft was over, he fired his dad as his agent. He's like, Dad, you did us wrong.
I remember seeing that. He's like, yeah, no, I went to go get one. I think I saw the
Drew Rosenhaus too. Yeah, he got like one of the big names.
Yeah, well, it makes sense.
He's like, I need to fix my ended. Yeah.
Nobody told Dion, hey, man, your son has to do a little better in the interviews or whatever the hell was happening. Because, to fall that far, what happened? It had to be some sort of like, let's teach this guy a lesson, right?
Yeah,
that's the way the NFL works, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's what they did. That's what they do. And, the agent would have been like, agents in touch with like the organizations. They have their leaks. They got the people that give them information. They would have been like, hey, Shedeur, you need to do the combine because your stats are up here, but everybody sees you. Your potential is down here, so you gotta make it come down, meet in the middle, and that's what he did. It's too cocky, saying he was legendary, but it's like you had good numbers, but legendary is like you took your team to the the bowl, the Heisman winner, that's legendary. You're sitting here legendary 5th rounder. That's what you end up being. So,
and the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Pittsburgh Steelers, went and got Will Howard. So
that was.
I don't know. I mean, I think I would have liked Will Howard, man. I don't know why the Raiders didn't go in the 5th round. Who did they get? The quarterback,
Cam Miller.
6th? Was it 6th and 7th round?
It was like 7th round, I think. Or Cam Miller, 6th rounder. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yep.
that's somebody that's just gonna
So
be backup, used as the scouting team. So he's not gonna.
exactly.
Gino's not worried about him. Gino can big brother
Yep.
him and get him set up, and that's it. Hold the clipboard for me, son.
Cam Miller and Tommy Millette. So I think
Yeah,
Tommy Millette, you said, was more of
he's like a
utility guy,
gadget
right?
guy.
So
Yeah. He's
yeah.
he came out as he's like a quarterback slash receiver. He could do kick returns. So he could be our emergency quarterback,
That's the first.
emergency receiver. So yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, hey, why not? You know, why not? I mean, it's not like we,
Yeah.
fifth,
Six.
sixth, and
Oh.
seventh rounders. You want, potential guys, depth pieces, special teamers. First and second, you want starters.
Mm-hmm.
Third and fourth, you want high potential. Just doesn't have like the pedigree or doesn't have the stats. Folks that everything is there and you just got to teach. And then after that,
Right.
you like maybe you like chances, like maybe if we give this guy a chance, maybe he'll blow up, or we need depth pieces and stuff like that. So, if any of
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
turn
Yeah.
out like our late round picks, that's a plus. So
Like JJ, I think JJ, Pegas. I mean, I hear a lot of
yeah,
good things about
August,
him as well. But yeah, and then
high motor, yeah, works hard.
the Caleb Rogers guy who also kind of everybody's I
Right.
think there's a couple of fans areas where I've heard that they weren't excited. He wasn't excited, but who knows, man? Once you get
Who
out
knows?
there,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Maybe some people
and it's
take
the
that as
offensive line,
motivation. Exactly.
exactly. Yeah,
Just be big and hit. Yeah.
yeah, man. And then you're surrounded with JPJ and Dylan, so you're around those guys.
Yeah, and if he's on the left, he's
They're
going to
gonna
be
bring out the
between
best in you.
Colton too. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
Colton,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah, and with
So
JP Pay being the
DJ
center, he's
Glaze
like
is who I
right
meant.
there.
Dylan, let's call him Dylan.
Oh yeah, Glaze. Yeah, right. Yeah,
Yeah,
Glaze is still young though, so it's like we got to see
yeah.
what he's going to really do. But in the end, who knows? What if
Mm-hmm.
Cross ends up being our elite right tackle, and then Glaze becomes a right guard, and next boom, right guard is Glaze's
Right.
position, and now our O line is set for at least the next 5 to 10 years. So
Yeah. And then they believe that. So I trust Spytek and of course Pete, man. So
yeah. And next year we're gonna
definitely
get an
this
O
shit
line as
together.
well. Next year we're getting an O lineman as well. I guarantee you. Whether
Exactly.
it's a left tackle
Exactly.
or a guard, will be a
Oh, and
high
don't
pick.
forget we got Alex Capa, right?
Yeah, Alex
Capa,
Capa, yeah,
the guy
veteran.
he's decent. It may be on the end of his career, but you never know.
Yeah, I mean mentor. That's what we need. That's what we need. Mentors.
Exactly.
People who could be there for the players and let them know like this is how you should train. This is what you need to see. That's what I like about those later
Mm-hmm.
picks. They're not coming in to be starters. Jeanty and Bech and Porter are probably the only ones that are coming in to be starter, and that's maybe Porter.
Yeah. Right.
So everybody else is like, hey man, just do what you do best and then learn everything else. Tonka, come in and just whenever
Exactly.
you're coming in, get the quarterback. That's all I want you to do, and then everything else you practice at practice.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
I mean the Chargers did improve, I think, on the division, man, but
For sure.
I just you can't take them seriously. And then
Yeah.
the
Right.
Donkeys, if Bo Nix has the same year or continues doing what he's doing, they're going to be dangerous, man. And of course,
That's
Kansas City.
Barron, bro, the no-fly
yeah.
zone, man.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, when I saw that, I was like, damn, I don't know what's worse, him or Amari Hampton. It was like, man,
bro,
that was crazy.
For sure. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
But
man.
I don't
like
think,
I said,
for some reason, it never works out for the Chargers, so I'm
it
not
never
worried
does.
about
It works
them.
out. Yeah, it works out very well for us. But yeah, let's see if Shedeur Barron can tackle Jeanty. So that would be it right there.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That's going to be
Puts
awesome
his
to see,
shoulder
man.
down.
I'm excited for this season. May 28th is OTA start May 28th on this month. Yes, so May
28th. That's
OTAs.
coming up real quick, folks.
Real
Get
quick.
your Raiders jersey.
So next thing you know, training camp and that is it. We're gonna
Next
see
you
some
know-
more football happening, and we're gonna see the
And
team
playoffs.
chemistry.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves over here, Raiders fans.
Be optimistic, but not just yet.
Yeah, just wait till we do the schedule again. We'll see if we go undefeated within the division again.
Yeah, no, that was fun. That was I think we had a better chance at reaching 14 wins this time around.
Yeah.
But I see it. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see if these Raiders pull it together.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Leave a comment below. Leave a like and subscribe.
Raiders.
Raiders.
Raiders.